I feel like a lot of people have been waiting for me to do this video the last couple weeks, and the main reason I haven't been doing it and been putting off is because I've been doing what you should do when you feel like this about any game as well. I played something else, and I had a great time. I loved every second playing other games that made me happy, and then when I come back to games like this, I'm just kind of like, am I having fun right now? And I go back to playing the games that I enjoy. I've been taking a break from them. You should always take a break from any game you play. It's not my first time I've done this on the channel. You know, if you watch my channel the last couple years, I did this with Xenoverse 1, I did this with Xenoverse 2, I did this with Dokkan several times, and I've done it with Legends before in the past as well, where I just kind of take a break for a couple weeks and then come back and have way more fun. Man, I talk fast. Right now, I've been enjoying Fighters a lot. Gogeta just came out, Super Saiyan 4, he's a lot of fun. If you want to check out the videos, I have uploaded a lot in the last week. Just go ahead and just check the channel past week. You'll see all those videos. Well, right now, the main focus is going to be Dragon Ball Legends, is why I'm just kind of bored of the game right now. Now, let me define that. Let me redefine that. Because when a content creator, anytime they say, I'm bored right now, people just like equate that to, you hate the game. I knew it. And it's always funny reading comments sometimes, whether it be online on like social media or just in the videos themselves. People will be like, I can just tell he does not have fun with this game right now. He just hates this. I have never in my entire life uploaded a video where I just did not have a good time. You might not notice because you don't obviously see it, but I talk about it a lot actually. If I record a video and I'm editing it and I can tell that I'm just like not having a good time and the energy sucks, I delete it. I have done that a lot of times in the past like 6-7 years of me doing YouTube. If I don't like the energy I exude in the video, I will just skip it. Now granted, I did have those situations where, you know, for example, lag affects it. Whether I'm playing Xenoverse or Legends or Fighters or whatever, you can tell I'll kind of be like annoyed by the lag, but I'm not annoyed by the game itself, you know. I kind of want to get that out there, because anytime a content creator says like, oh, I'm like not having as much fun, people always equate to, I knew it, you hate it, you hate the game, I caught you red-handed, caught you in 4K. But it's not the case at all. I'm just not having fun with the game right now. As I said, it is healthy to take a break, and you should always take a break from any game that you play. So the main reason why I wanted to make this video and talk about this is because, number one, again, I really want to stress that we've been doing this for months. I do have a call with the Legends team coming up this weekend, and it's gonna be me with the other YouTubers. A lot of us. We've been doing this for months. Every couple months, we all get together. We always get together, and we give the team a lot of feedback and a lot of stuff they do address. You know, people will always attack the Legends team for like never listening to us, but they've been doing it for months. The problem is they will do a lot of good where they fix some of the issues that are wrong with the game, and then they will automatically just, I guess, nullify that by breaking something else that pisses off everybody. That's always happens. Like, they'll do something good, and the second they do something bad, we forget about the good that they've done. You got to give them some credit. They have fixed a lot of problems, and someone who's been playing the game for over 1,000 days, I've seen the goods and the bads of this game. Point is, we have another call this weekend, and what I want you guys to do in the comments of this video is give me any, I guess, kind of question you might have, any issues with the game. For the most part, I know what a lot of you guys are going to say, because again, I am very in tune with the community, and all us other YouTubers, we talk about this all the time. We have our own thread where we just discuss this all the time. We are going to give them all the feedback that they need to know. Now again, how much they are allowed to address, how much they're allowed to implement, how much they are allowed to, I guess, listen to us, all depends on the higher ups end of the day. Like if we give them stuff like, hey, remove Zenkai and Red Star system, they're not going to do it. At this point, we can pretty much confirm that the Red Star system, Zenkai, and the monthly LFs are here to stay for a very, very long time. They're not going to remove that. But if we tell them stuff like, hey, maybe you can, you know, tone back on how you do X, Y, and Z, they might listen to stuff like that, and we might see those changes, because we've seen them do stuff like that in the past. So any kind of questions you have or pains you have with the game, let me know in the comment section below, and I can actually use this video for more tools this weekend when I show them, like, hey, look, this is literally directly from the community. Give us what you got. And it's always funny to me because people always be like, wow, why do YouTubers never say X, Y, and Z when stuff is happening, when in all reality, we've been talking to them for months about fixing stuff. And like I said, they do address a lot. Sometimes they don't, but they do get the information. End of the day, they get the feedback that they need to know about from the community, from us, from everybody. So just kind of want to toss it out there. With that said, here's kind of like why I've been personally bored with the game. I do not care about Zenkai at all. Now, granted, I'm a little biased. If they were to release a Zenkai about cards that I enjoy, then I would immediately do a frame one, you know. I think in the past 1,000 days since they introduced Zenkais, I probably Zenkai'd maybe 10 units, not counting the free ones. All the free ones I always do because it's, you know, it's an event. It's more fun to do it that way. But all like the paid ones, I probably Zenkai 10 units tops. And the main reason why is because I only Zenkai the ones that I enjoy playing with. But in general, all the ones that are in between, like for example, Yellow Goku Black, Purple Broly, blue future trunks. I don't care about those units. I skip those. And what ends up happening for me is since I skip it, that's a whole nother week on not really having any content to do with the game. Because it seems what they've done with the system and how they do Legends is every 2 weeks is like a banner, and in between it's Zenkais. So essentially right now they dropped the LF Super Saiyan 3 Goku last week. Then they got Purple Broly this week. Before that they had the Demon King Piccolo, and then before that they had LF, I want to say Kid Buu, which you already forgot about. They've been kind of doing that system, and the main reason why I think they've been doing that is because if you guys remember, year one, they've been trying to figure out what the frequency of banners is that they should have. You know, they've been releasing, they got to that point for like 6 or 7 or 8 months where they're releasing a weekly banner, and that got very, very exhausting. Now, something I want to point out and kind of stress is the only time you should ever summon on something is because if it's a celebration, number one, because usually they have a lot of good deals with how they do the banners and stuff like that, or they release a unit or a buff to your specific team, whether it be Zenkais or banners. For example, if they release anything LOE related, Lineage of Evil and Frieza, I'm there day one. I'm immediately summoning. But if they do stuff in between like Launch and Yamcha, Demon King Piccolo, and what else came out? I already forgot what came out with that banner. When they release stuff like Turles, Bojax, I don't really care about those banners, and I kind of, you know, I tend to skip them and just not be as interested. Granted, I'll do a video here and there because, you know, I do play the game on YouTube. I like to cover it, but in general, I'm not as interested. And what's happened to me is my interest for that week and a half, 2 weeks automatically declines until like the next hype banner release, which is why they're doing monthly LFs. They know that this is the one they're having the chance to bring in the most amount of players, and they release the most hype units. But in between, it's kind of like, all right, see you next month. Like right now, I'm super stoked and hyped for LF Scythe Goku Black to come out. I have no idea when it's coming out. I assume it's going to be probably around Saiyan Day, sometime in the middle of the month. But after that, the question is what's next? What's coming out in April? Like, am I going to have to like wait for the next month? And then also, like, what's the solution here? Do you go back to releasing weekly banners? The answer is no. But what you could do is you could alleviate the pain of just having to deal with Zenkais all the time by making it more fun. This is why I love the easy approach idea so much better. Imagine this. LF Super Saiyan 3 Goku came out a couple weeks ago. You could either summon him by just straight up summoning for him, buying crystals, or you could do the events through the Zenkai Rush and then every couple weeks unlock another level. That's that. Or they could also introduce this idea. Purple Broly comes out, 50 stages, you do all 50 stages, you get all the souls needed, and bam, you got a Zenkai. Now you have a shiny new toy that you're going to be wanting to go into PvP with and test them out. That's so much more fun. Whereas right now, it's a chore. Zenkai comes out, you're just like, ugh, I gotta deal with the souls, I gotta go in and out, I gotta skip events, I gotta get all the stuff needed. And then by the time you got the unit fully awakened, you're just like, you know what, I'm tired of this, I'm just not having a good time. The other thing I also noticed about Zenkais, and this has been something that people talk about a lot, is how much they overshadow new units. Never forget, Gogeta Blue finally came out. And what happened, like, a week, two weeks later? They released Super Saiyan God Vegeta Zenkai. Granted, it was kind of a cool idea because he technically buffs, you know, on bench. I think that's what their goal was. But the initial thought that people had was like, oh, I'm not using Gogeta anymore. I'm using that Vegeta. It's smarter. He's a Zenkai, powerful striker that's going to destroy everything online. I'd rather use that. And that's another problem is I feel like Zenkais, they just take the shine from the release of new units. So, I mean, look, I'm going to be real with you. A lot of people pretend that they hate Zenkais, but in all reality, they love it. I remember I talked about this a couple weeks ago online, and there was a lot more support for Zenkais than I thought people were against it in that actual conversation. You know, I think the conversation that I had was like, what if they limit Zenkais so we can only have like one per team, and a lot of people hated it. And granted, you know, again, Zenkais have been a lot more balanced in the last couple weeks. You know, the only Zenkais that have been terrifying in the past year have been unit stuff like the Father-Son Kamehameha, Team Gohan, Android 18, and then maybe if you count Sun Family because there were so many Zenkais released in such a short amount of time, that was an annoying tag to deal with. But in general, Zenkais haven't really been that broken. But again, they do take away the shine from new units, and that's kind of the problem. In a perfect world, I would just stop doing Zenkais, period. You know, drop maybe 3 banners a month, focus on new units, and that's going to breathe freshness into the game, you know. And honestly, what they should even do is again, they're never going to do this. They should just bring back the old buffs. You know, when they used to have the old buffs back in the day, you know how exciting it was? Every like couple of weeks or a couple of months, they would drop the notification like, hey, by the way, these units aren't playing anymore. We're going to go ahead and just take the time to buff them so you might have more interest in them. And yeah, and that was great. It's like, at that point, it was fun summoning for stuff, knowing that they're going to have buffs of them later and use them again. I enjoyed that. But now I don't enjoy having to, you know, go through the process of awakening them and Zenkai and then it's like, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to skip that. It's just too tedious. It's just not fun. And yeah, I don't know. That's really the big thing for me. Just I haven't really been enjoying it. And that, I guess, comes down to the lack of interesting units, if that makes sense. That's why LFs have been the most fun things to summon for and to use. Well, let me not say to summon for. Summon for LFs is terrible. The rates and the way the step up banner has been ass cheeks. It's been terrible. I'm glad that they are making it better by adding that extra step and stuff like that, but they still need to do better. You know, I've said this almost every single LF release in the past couple months, but they need to bring back, you know, where ticket rates on LFs or new units in general are higher. I still think all those ticket banners in the end suck. Granted, if you're a new player, they're fantastic for you. It's a good way to raise levels and stuff like that and stars. But if you've been playing the game for any amount of months, all those ticket summons end up being asked for you. And the reason why is because it's kind of like a normal ass banner. Whereas if they would focus on giving higher rates on new units, that might be better. It might be better. And that might make summoning for LS less stressful and annoying. You know, I go into every single LF banner thinking like, all right, this is going to be the one. This is going to be the one where it's going to take 100,000 crystals to get one copy like I did with Vegito year 1. And luckily, I haven't gone through that arc yet, but I feel like I'm one banner away where that's going to happen, and it's going to just make me just hate the game so much more at that current period of time. But yeah, in the perfect world, you know, it's just focused more around new units. You can keep buffing old units every now and then, but not making a big focus around it, not take away the shine from new units, and that will make the game way more refreshing. The other thing I also want to talk about briefly is I still hate Perfect Vanish. I think Perfect Vanish is a garbage mechanic. Not necessarily because the mechanic sucks, it's just because it's not very clear, if that makes sense. A lot of times I Perfect Vanish when I think it's a Perfect Vanish and it's not. Or I will Perfect Vanish and I even realize it, and then I end up dying because I just, you know, didn't take advantage of doing it. Main reason why is because a lot of times I play with the sound off, where you know, you obviously can hear the sound if you do the correct version of the vanish, especially when you're recording. When I'm recording, I can never hear if I even vanish because the sound is off. It's just how the recording setup is. But the thing that Perfect Vanish does is encourage that annoying style gameplay where you're just hanging in the background, waiting for any movement, or you're just constantly spamming it left and right like a maniac, and every now and then you pull it off and it works. And it just encourages terrible play. So I want them to change that as well. Make it more, I guess, visually obvious that you got a Perfect Vanish, or just tweak it so it's not as annoying, you know. There's just so much. But either way, the big thing for me is I've just been taking a break from the game, playing a lot less, and enjoying my time playing other games that I'm having more fun with. Again, that's not to say I hate this game. I can't tell you how many times I've seen people get mad at content creators because they're not as interested in the game before, and they're not as interested as a game as they were before, and they might just be taking a break. When they come back, they end up having a lot more fun with it, and that's just what I've been doing. And I think I'm gonna do that. You know, I think when this Goku Black banner comes out, I'm gonna play it heavily for like a week and a half, 2 weeks, and we'll see what happens next. But again, the eyes are kind of a Legends team as well. They have a lot to deliver. I feel like there's a lot of pressure on them to figure out what it is the right thing to do. How do you focus on making everybody happy? And the answer is you don't. You can't make everybody happy, but you can make a lot of people happy. So this weekend, we are going to get on a call with them, see what happens. Obviously, because of how everything's set up, we can't tell you what happens, but just know that the feedback is being heard. They know what pains we have to deal with as players. They know what they can do to make every player happy. They know the key, but at the end of the day, it always comes down to the higher-ups. If the higher-ups say no, then we're just kind of like, we're just in this weird void where every couple months they make good updates, and then they have bad updates, and good updates, and bad updates, and yeah. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, if you have any issues with the game itself, let me know down below, and I'll do my best to, like, you know, portray. And I'm literally just gonna link them this video. Like, look, if you need as much feedback as possible, just read these. But for love of God, give actual feedback. Don't just say take the Red Star system away. They're not gonna do that. That's here to stay. Zenkai system, it's here to stay. Give actual critical feedback. Don't just say, hey, this sucks. Because when you say that, it doesn't give them any information. But when you say, hey, I've been playing this game for a while. I hate the fact that you keep releasing so many banners without enough events. You know, maybe you can alleviate it by refreshing older events more frequently so free-to-play players can play. Stuff like that. Actual critique, because that's what makes these games improve, you know? But when you come down and just say, XYZ doesn't work the way it's supposed to, but they don't actually help offer any solutions, then we're just kind of, you know, we're in this void again. And what I want you guys to do is take a second to read through the comments of this video, because I'm sure it's going to be all over the place in regards to what people really want to see. There's going to be a lot of disagreeing actions, because again, I feel like a lot of people say they hate Zenkais, but I also feel like a lot of people love Zenkais. One of my favorite things is people always talk about how much they hate Zenkais, and then the same people will go online on other videos, on Reddit, and talk about like, man, I can't wait to this card Zenkais. It's like, I thought you hated Zenkai, so which one is it? It's all over the place, but the reason why is because there's differing opinions. You know, there's some people that love Zenkai, some people hate it. Some people love monthly LF releases, some people hate it. There's a lot of differing opinions, and that's fine, because at the end of the day, not everyone's going to agree with each other. But what I want you guys to do is provide as much information as you can that we can get to the team, and then hopefully this can take the game in a better direction once again. Again, I've been playing this game for over 1,000 days. I've seen the worst of it. I've seen the best of it. I've seen them do literally this roller coaster where, like, right now we're doing this where we're just like, where are they going? But I guarantee we're going to start seeing this again. And then we're going to see this and that and this and that. That's what happens with these games all the time. But yeah, give me any kind of feedback. Stay tuned. I guess, you know, I'm going to do more Legends content probably around the release of Rose because I'm definitely interested in that unit. And then after that, it's going to really come down to what the next release is, how much fun I'm having with the current teams at the time. For all I know, when Rose comes out, I might not even enjoy the card at all. And then I'm going to be back to waiting for like the next big unit to come out. Hint, hint. Release more LOE units. I love those. When LOE came out, I think I played a game nonstop for like a month straight. And then I kind of started dwindling after that. But like, everybody has their favorite tag. Now, if you play GT, I feel your pain. They haven't really done with anything with GT in forever. And hopefully they can probably change that when Gogeta comes up. I guarantee you Gogeta's probably going to be like the anniversary unit or something like that. I'm not saying this because I know something. By the way, I also want to address this. A lot of times people think that I know all this stuff that's happening behind the scenes when just because I've been involved with certain things. But I was only involved with like those things. Like, for example, I knew about the LF Goku Black coming out because we recorded that Battle Hour thing many months ago. But I don't know anything else that's happening, you know? If I'm not part of the actual event, I have no clue what they're doing. Because even when we do this calls, they're not going to be like, hey, by the way, just so you know, we're working on this. They never do that. It's kind of like more like a one-way channel where they get feedback from us, and then they kind of take that feedback and then try to do something with it that works and makes everybody happy. That's just how it works. But I have no clue what's happening for the anniversary. I don't know when Gogeta's coming out. I don't know any of that stuff. But I do know one thing. When it comes out, he's got to be hype. Because if he's not, man, people are going to be mad. All right, I'm going to end the video right here. I feel like this went on a lot longer than it should have. So let me know your thoughts down below. Let me know how you feel about the game, what you hate and don't like, or what you like, yada, yada, yada. And we'll just take it from there. But yeah, stay tuned for more. Again, when we actually have this call, I can't tell you what they said, but I guess we'll find out how they address updates as they happen in the future. If you see good stuff, it came from us, basically. All right, let me know your thoughts down below. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I guess we'll just take it from there. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.